Hi and welcome. I'm Marla. We're here for gentle yoga today. So I'm outside, and just a reminder that we're in charge of filtering out noise that feels good for us, that feels sensitive and calming, or noise that we want to eliminate and let go of that doesn't feel good in our space. So settling in, finding a seat that works for you, making sure that you have whatever you need to begin your practice today so that you're tailoring your practice for you and your needs today. Making a connection to your seat and the earth, lengthening up through your spine. And as you do that, let's draw the navel in and up. So it's very gentle. So it's an activation. It's saying hello to your belly. So we're not over gripping or under gripping. We're just finding that middle place, that Goldilocks place, just right. And from there, let's broaden right across the collarbones, right through the front of the shoulders. And the last piece of that is we bring the shoulder blades towards the spine. So that wakes up our middle back. That really helps us with posture. And that really enhances our breathing. And from there, we lengthen through the crown. We settle the shoulders away from our ears, and we seal in this new space. Let's turn inward, checking in with the inner landscape today, checking in with our internal barometer. How are we today? And let's just take some long, deep, settling breaths in and out, starting to notice right away the pace, the rhythm, the quality of the breathing today. Maybe it's different from yesterday and it'll be different from tomorrow. So we want to tune into now. How are we right now? And how can we create a very even, steady, and fluid breath rhythm? And it's in the rhythm that quiets our central nervous system, helps us to find inner stillness and inner peace. So valuable and so beneficial and so critical to create harmony with all the things that go on around us, whatever that is. So let's take 5 more steady, full breaths. Start to expand more deeply into something that hasn't opened yet, something that hasn't responded yet to the warmth of your breath, the quality of your breathing pattern. Start to deepen your breathing so that it starts to move into the body, into the gut. So we start to pull up anything old, anything stale, anything that we've pushed down. See if we can stir it up and just let the exhale eliminate it from the body. So it's a really wonderful way to purify and detoxify our gut space. And we know that there's so much research now between our gut health and our brain health. So let's take one more powerful breath in. A long, deep breath out. And just take pause to really notice how much changed in those 2 minutes of conscious breathing. And let's take time to share what we've already created and what we'll continue to create together. Hands to the heart, pausing to share light and strength and hopefulness. Full breath in. Deep breath out. And just gently release your hands anywhere. Change your seat if you need to, or feel free to remain in the seat you're in. reconnecting to your posture if you've lost any of it. And we'll start at the head and work our way down. So let's drop the chin gently towards the chest, but maintain that nice width and space across the chest, across the heart. See if we can ease away a little tension between the top of the shoulders and the base of the skull. Take 2 more breaths here, just really letting go here. And notice how when we send the breath into our tightness, when we use the breathing to heat up, it melts away. It melts away any blocks, any tension, anything that you're holding on to. Let's breathe in nice and slowly. We start to gaze through neutral and all the way up. So keeping the length in the neck, we don't want to crunch the back of the neck. We want to find that balance of opening here in the front between the chin and the sternum bone. And let's really highlight our breathing here. This is where our immunity lies. Big, powerful centers here, thymus, thyroid. Let's power up with 3 more deeper conscious breaths. Illuminate. You can even shine a beam of light. Just creating all this healing energy. Let it circulate around that space. Let it empty anything that doesn't feel good there. And exhale, letting go. Let's take the chin to neutral. Exhale, rotate our head all the way to the left. See if we can let go of the right shoulder a little bit. So let it hang heavy. So feel these 2 lines. Feel these 2 lines working away from each other. See if we can soften the expression, relax your jaw, let your tongue be heavy. Full breath in. Keeping the integrity in our center so we don't slouch. Inhale back to center and exhale all the way to the right. So it's a lot of work to stay upright. It's a lot of work to sit up tall. It's a lot of work to be conscious of our posture and our alignment. But we know how valuable, how critical it is, especially as we age. Good, breathing in, highlighting the space across the chest and the heart. Taking the rotation in the cervical spine, the neck region. Notice and compare your 2 sides. So what's happening here? And exhaling completely. And nice and slowly guiding our head back to center. And pulling the chin to the chest from whatever seat you're in. We're going to start to pull back into a nice gentle cat back. So elongating the whole length of the back body, any seat, whatever feels good, whatever works for you. And breathing in, coming forward and through. So again, we're really focusing. Exhale, pulling back and away. Good, breathing in, reaching the breath across the chest and the heart. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine so we get a little drop more of activation, especially through our middle back. And so take it on your breath pace. You don't have to follow mine. That's the beautiful thing about remote teaching and learning, is that we can do it at our own pace completely. So here we are breathing and connected collectively, but we're practicing in our own spaces, nurturing ourselves the way we need to. So we're getting the most from our yoga each and every time we practice, each and every time we come to our mats. Good, so notice the cycles, notice the shapes. Notice if they're changing, if anything's happening different, if you're moving a little more deeply into the front of the spine as you inhale, If you're opening up more deeply through the low back as you come back and through. And feel free to hold anywhere along the way. We're going to take 3 more cycles. So really make them your own. Good, and eyes can be open or closed, whatever feels good for you, whatever works, whatever feels safest and most healthy for you today. Let's start to make our way through center. Let's breathe the arms all the way up or whatever you have. And exhale, and again, change your seat or stay where you are. And you can always practice in a chair if getting on and off the ground is challenging today. Breathing in, reach up, stretch. So really embracing the breath and taking time to think about the breath moving into the lungs like balloons, like filling into balloons. And each and every time the arms lift, the rib cage expands so it gets bigger. Good, beautiful. And from here, breathe in, reach up, stretch, and a nice side bend to the left. Good. Feeling the weight of the weight-bearing hand, but it's like a kickstand. We don't want to have all our weight there, because we really want to be elongated through both the underside and the top side. Good, really nice. And extending, so first we want to think about lengthening through the side body, and the arm just follows. Good, awesome. Full breath in, close your eyes or keep them open, whatever works for you. Let's take 2 more deeper breaths. So let's get into the lymph space, right? That's our armpit region. So the more we breathe into that, the more we move, the more we flush out the sewage. Good, breathing in, keep the integration of our belly as we come up. And exhale, right arm down, left arm reaches. So same thing, let's highlight the space through the side body so that we really get into each and every rib. We move into the armpit, shoulder, we release tension there. Good, and keeping our neck and our gaze soft. And we're always checking in with our expression, because sometimes we don't realize how much tension we're holding in our face. What do we see if we're standing outside of ourselves as a witness? What do we see? What are we looking at? Breathing in, reaching up. Exhale from your heart, coming forward. And we'll take a little seated sun breath here. So any seat, breathing in, we come high on fingertips, we lengthen, and exhale, leading with our heart, we fold. So breathing in, we lift and lengthen. So again, just making it your own, whatever that is today. Maybe you want to move a little faster. Maybe you want to dial down. What's happening for you? Where are you today? Good. Exhale. Good. Breathing in. So we use our poses and our breathing to ground us, to help us feel more stable, so that we can also free up tension. Breathing in, and now exhale, find our way into our pose. Relax head, neck, and shoulders completely. Breathing wide right across the upper back, the upper shoulders. Let the breath move all the way down your spine, right into your low back, and feel it filling right into your pelvis. Feel it filling into the outer hips, the inner thighs, and taking time to move the breath into something that hasn't opened, something that hasn't released, somewhere that's gripping. Notice if there's any pain anywhere. See if you can let the breath flow deeply into your pain and tension. The breath heats up the area. It melts it down. More breath moves in for flushing out toxins and anything that's been held there. Let's take 5 more deep breaths. Luxuriate in your breath. Good. It's no longer a gift to practice yoga. It's a necessity. It's critical for our well-being and our overall health. And taking these last 2 breaths to really clear out the mind. And even when the mind is very chaotic and there's fluctuations in our thoughts, even a moment of conscious breath goes so far. Breathing in, we start to lift up nice and slowly. So we come out of our pose as slow as we come into it. Moving gracefully through our transitions. Let's take shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Good. Up, back, and down. And let's take time to extend our legs long and turning and extending. I'm just going to turn so you can see my spine. I'm going to lengthen my legs nice and long. So in doing so, we want to make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall, ears and shoulders and hips in alignment. So maybe if we're slouching, or if it's really hard to sit up, or if our hamstrings are pulling us in, maybe sitting on a little lift, or we can even roll up the edge of our mat or sit up on a block or a pillow if you have it handy. We're going to breathe in, reach up. Our center is nice and integrated, and exhale, we're going to take a nice easy twist to the right, breathing in, keeping the integration in our center. So again, the arms are like little kickstands. Most of the work is in our core. Good, and let's move a little bit with our breath. Inhale back to center, and exhale, we twist left. So twisting is, again, really purifying. So moving, inhale back to center, and exhale. And you can let your hips swing a little bit. We don't want to be so stuck and rigid that we're creating more tension when we're trying to release it. So do what you need to do to keep your poses safe and healthy. Listen inward to your body's needs. God, let your inner wisdom always be your guidance, not your ego. Breathing in, exhaling. Good, so flushing out all the internal sewage, anything that doesn't feel good today, whether it's emotional stress, anxiety, something we've eaten, butterflies in our stomach. Good. And last time, each way. And breathing back to center, and now exhale, folding forward. So getting into our back body completely, getting into our kidneys, getting into our whole, from our heels, following the path up through our legs, following the path up through our spine, low back, all the way through the crown. We get a nice deep stretch. So let's take 7 breaths your way, thinking about really opening chest and heart. We don't want to be too collapsed or rounded, right? Even though we call it a fold, we want to think about the fold happening at the hip crease, like a door hinge. So we're not collapsing. And especially those of us with osteopenia and porosis, we want to keep especially the space across the bra strap nice and elongated, nice and tall, nice and lifted, nice and active. Let's take 3 more full breaths here, noticing where you're holding tension, and see if we can focus these last few breaths on that space. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And nice and slowly now, as if I'm drawing you up by the back of your heart, we start to peel the legs away from the ground, bending one knee and the other. So approaching our boat pose, waking up our core. Here's option one. So we want the back to be lengthened. We don't want to be collapsed and rounded, but at the same time, we don't want to be rigid and stuck. We want to find that place where we're working, but we're also free. Here's option one, here's two, here's three, here's four. So taking the option that works for you today, whatever that is. So I'll go over them again. Good. So settling into the place that feels good. You can even do a combination. You can lift and lower if you're working on building strength and endurance, right? Going to a place that feels safe so we get the most. Let's see if we can take 2 or 3 more breaths here, drawing the navel in and up, powering up our breath. 1 more breath in. And nice and slowly, if you're lifted, release your heels and just release completely like a seated child's pose. Good, letting go. Let the head be heavy. Feel the stretch through the length of your spine. Full breath in, full breath out. And now nice and slowly we start to unfurl our spine, reconnecting, heels in, arms forward. Good, so really activating, we're gonna focus on the space across our bra strap and chest. We're gonna breathe in, as if we have 2 pulleys, we're gonna shoot our heart forward and then release it back. Breathing in, so either following my pace or just connecting to your own. Breathing in. Whatever you're doing, it's breath-based. Good, so feeling the strength internally, feeling the connection of the navel floating in and up. Good, powering ourselves up from the inside out. Let's take 3 more. Moving nice and slowly and consciously. Last one. We'll hold it. 1. Relax your face, right? We got this. When we're challenged, we power up our breathing even more. And now nice and slowly, draw the feet a little bit closer. Relax and release completely. Full breath in. Full breath out. And just take 2 or 3 more breaths here in your fold, letting go completely. Good, and now nice and slowly again, we're gonna peel our way all the way up, reaching shoulders up, back, and down. And 1 more variation just to work our side belly muscles. So taking our arms in cactus. Good, so we're gonna take it in pieces. We're gonna float right knee, and you can just float it a millimeter. And exhale, we're gonna rotate. So the elbow and knee do not need to meet, and don't force them to meet. Inhale, lower the knee. Lift, exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center, lower down. Good, so following your rhythm, taking it nice and slowly, because we see that when we move slowly, we only need to do a few. It builds so much strength, so much resilience, so much patience, so much strength. Holding, 1, 2, good. Feel your strength on this side. Let's come back to center and let's take it the other way. Feel your strength. 1, 2, Awesome. Back to center one more time. Let's wrap and release. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good, and from here, nice and slowly, we're gonna peel our way up and we're gonna make our way all the way up to standing. So nice and carefully, we'll make our way up. So I'll keep myself turned to the side. We'll do some sun breaths into some standing poses today. So finding our alignment, maybe standing a little narrower or wider today, depending on how you're feeling. And let's zip up the inner leg. So really connecting from the inner ankle and inner arches all the way through the inner shins, inner thighs, really making that connection, drawing the navel in and up so that we free up tension through the low back and we really integrate our center. Hands to the heart and breathing in, reaching the arms all the way up, and exhale, side bend to the right. And inhaling, keeping our belly nice and integrated. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, exhale, floating halfway, option 1, 3/4 way, option 2, all the way down, option 3. Take the variation that feels good for you now. And let's all inhale into Ardha, long spine, open chest, heart. Exhale, refold. Root to rise. Inhale, reach. Exhale, reaching the arms behind, clasping, or just reaching for anything behind you, even your shirt if it's not accessible. We're going to turn our head to the left. And inhaling center, take it right. Inhale, center, folding from your heart. Reaching, bending your knees if you need to, reaching your arms all the way up, wringing out your shoulders and any toxins in the neck, going up into our skull, letting go of any tension between the blades. Take one more breath here. Release the arms slowly and inhale. Find your Ardha, long spine, open chest, heart. Exhale, fold. Rising up, reaching, inhaling. And exhale, opposite thumb on the top, or change your variation of your bind. Breathing in and exhaling, folding. Put a soft bend in your knees if you need to. Full breath in. Full breath out. As if we're just draining the brain, letting go of all the busyness, all the chaos, all the fluctuations. Just putting it all on pause so that we can reboot and restore. Releasing our arms nice and slowly. We inhale into our Ardha. And we exhale into our chair, finding a nice strong chair, bending our knees, keeping our knees nice and safe and healthy, connecting to the center line. Full breath in, reach up, inhale. We're gonna come right up onto tiptoe balance, so connecting to a nice quiet mind, a strong inner space. Good. And exhale, release, folding forward. Take a nice full breath in and a full breath out. And root to rise, inhale, reach. And exhale, let's take the hands to the hips. And we'll step the right leg back. Option 1, heel drops. Option 2, the heel lifts. That's a little more challenging. So take the variation that feels good. And you can stay right here with hands to hips. You can reach your arms out or up. Good. If you're moving on with me, we're going to turn our palms forward and exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, reach. So really highlighting armpits, chest, ribs. Power up the lungs. Power up the lower body. Nice, strong, stable stance. Nice, deep, flowing breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in. Hold it as you exhale. Hands to hips, step up. Breathe in a sun breath to flush out any toxins that came to the surface. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha. Exhale, release. Ground down to rise up, reach. And exhale, hands to hips. Left leg steps back. Option 1, heel drops. Option 2, heel lifts a little deeper. Establish your stance so you're nice and strong. Check in with the front knee. Make sure it's tracking over the heel and not beyond. So we feel this equal energy in our legs. Hands to hips, arms wide or reach up. And if you're moving on, turning the palms. Nice stable base as we float the arms. Focusing the eyes on a point so we're nice and steady and stable. Our thoughts are quiet. We're nice and focused, so we're sharpening our brain. Notice the quality of your breathing here. Notice how much it's changed, how much it's deepened, how much it's supporting us. And last one, breathing in, breathing out, and holding here at the top, full breath in, and exhale, hands to hips, and step up. Breathe in, reach up, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Ground down to rise up, reach. And hands down, around, and to the heart. Full breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to take a nice big step open. So whatever open that feels right for you. Good. We're going to breathe in, reach the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, option 1, half fold. Option 2, all the way down, or use a support if you need it. And you can reach your arms a little forward, making it into a wide leg downward facing dog. Or you can just stay halfway. So it's up to you. We'll take 7 long breaths to stretch out, getting deep through the groin region. Pressing firmly into your 2 equal feet. And as the legs are separated, we're still working to draw the inner legs towards the center so that we're always activating. Everything works together to support our poses so that we're not getting burnt out anywhere. And one more deeper breath in, really fill up. And notice what it's like to fill up into all these different shapes we're creating. And walking ourselves all the way back towards the center. We're going to take hands to hips with a long straight spine. We come up. Good. We're going to turn right toes. Taking a nice wide stance, checking in again. We're gonna come into our warrior two. So we're gonna bend into the front knee and same. We want it tracking right over the heel. So there's equal energy pressing out, equal energy drawing in. And now we add our arms. If that doesn't feel good, just take hands to hips. Good, and then gazing over that front knee. So these are very strengthening poses. So keeping the integration of our center, drawing navel in and up. So that seals the deal. We feel like we could stay here all day. Haha, we won't. Good, one more big breath in. Big breath out. Let's turn the palms up and reach up and over into peaceful warrior. Full breath in. Full breath out. And coming back to center, inhale. And reaching forward and lowering the elbow right onto the thigh, right angle pose. And that top arm can either be on the hip if you're dealing with something in the shoulder, or you can just reach that arm all the way up, whatever works for you. We never want to force anything in the body, right? The body always dictates how far we should be going. And nice and slowly pressing into our strong legs and feet, we rise up, we start to lengthen, and we're gonna turn and we're gonna shift sides. So rotating to the opposite side, so we take time to set up. There's no hurry, establishing our foundation just like a building, feeling the knee tracking right over the heel and not beyond, equal energy in the legs, strong belly, strong center, arms wide, gaze over that knee, feel your strength here, feel everything working together. Long, deep, soothing breaths. One more big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to turn the palms up and we're going to reach up and over into peaceful warrior. Full breath in. Notice this side and how is it feeling? Full breath out. And reaching up, reaching out, so we stay nice and long and lifted through that underside, dropping the elbow. Remember, it's always a kickstand. And the top hand is either on the waist or reaching up and away. Good, right angle pose, making it your own variation. Full breath in, full breath out. And nice and slowly lifting up, turning, establishing again a foundation that feels right for you, narrower, wider, breathing in, hands to hips. Exhale, fold, either halfway, all the way down, or reaching the hands forward, wide leg downward facing dog. Take 5 long, deep, full breaths here. And one more bigger breath in, bigger breath out. And nice and slowly, we'll start to walk ourselves in and up. We'll narrow our feet, hands to the hips. Soft bend in the knees if you need it. Long, straight spine coming up. Shoulders lift up, back and down. Stand tall. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Good, and ending with a nice balance from here. So standing tall on the left foot, we're going to come on to our right toes. We're going to spin open And we're going to cross it over. So a variation of tree. So feel the seal down below, feel the connection, a foot into earth, and make sure that your hips are not lapsing off to the side, that we're staying truly in our center. Belly strong, eyes are focused, and hands can be on the hips or arms can reach up. Whatever feels best for you, whatever supports your balance today. Feel everything working. Feel the breath supporting all the little fluctuations in our balance today. One more big breath in. As we exhale, we lower slowly, we unwind, and we come back onto our 2 feet. Wiggle out your hips, take a full breath in, full breath out. Good, shifting to the opposite side, we're going to come on to our left toes, and we're going to cross it over, make our seal, and the seal is very important. That's where we find all of our stability. Belly strong, breath solid, arms and branches reaching or not. Full breath in, full breath out. And nice and slowly. Good, feeling the clarity. And back to center. Let's just breathe in, reach the arms up around, and exhale all the way down and back to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And we'll make our way nice and carefully down to the ground, all the way to our backs. And we'll hug our knees into our chest, just like a lying down child's pose. And feel free, we're going to take 5 long, deep breaths here before we close our practice. So either taking some circles or some side to side, or just hold still and quiet. Preparing for entering our Shavasana today. Is there anything else you need? Taking these last 2 or 3 breaths to let go fully of any and all existing holding and tension. Taking time to clear away any existing gripping or pain in the body. And now one leg nice and slowly lowers, and the other leg lowers, and we find our way into our Shavasana. If you need support or anything extra, take time for that. And settling in, finding our newest space, using this time for complete integration, allowing all the benefits of our yoga today to seep and penetrate into every cell of our being, allowing us to come to our union, mind, body, and breath.